And I mean, I'm willing to fight people in spite of social media. I'm willing to take the brickbats, and if people don't like what I do, I'll deal with it. I'm not going to stop something just because some people don't like it. If you don't like it, maybe you're just not a good Yuk Yuk customer, and you should go somewhere else. Start your own comedy club. Start your own politically correct, woke comedy club. I will applaud you. I will probably show up and not laugh.
Well, here I am with Mark Breslin. If you know stand-up comedy, you know this is the man in Canada. He's the owner of the Yuk Yuk's comedy chain. And Mark, what did you make of bylaw coming in to Christie Pitts a while back? Everyone, just like here tonight at Bickford Park, chilling, having a great time, listening to stand-up comedians, and they throw the book at Ben, giving him something like $2,000 in fines. What's going on in this city?
Well, it's really important to remember that it's very, very, very important not to have a good time in this city, because it starts with a good time and then it becomes a great time.
Tell me too, in terms of the politics of comedy, Mark, I always thought that comedy, especially stand-up comedy, that would be invulnerable to the disease of political correctness and cancel culture. But you know as well as I do, we see comedians' careers being ended because of a tweet from many years ago. And I said off camera when we first met, the person I saw at your club, your old Yuk Yuk's club, was Sam Kinison, an absolute legend in comedy. And I just wonder, a guy like Sam Kinison that didn't push the envelope, he burned it, a guy like Andrew Dice Clay, if they were coming up, if they were up-and-coming comedians today in this politically correct climate we have, would their careers go anywhere?
Yes, I think they would, because I think for every person who is really concerned about these politically correct issues, there's another 10 people who are not. And I'll give you an example. This year, I was very proud, or I guess it was last year, I was very proud to book Louis C.K. And as you know, he was untouchable, but I booked him anyway. And on social media, for every person who condemned my decision, there were 20 people who said, hey, that's fantastic. It's great. He's paid whatever price he has to pay. There should be some free speech in this world. And we did really well with it. We sold 2,400 seats in 6 hours. We'd never done that in the 44 years we've been in business. So there are many realities to this society. This society is not all one thing or all another thing. People have very different positions and different points of view. I think people should be able to vote with their pocketbook, vote with their feet. You don't like something, definitely leave. You don't like what people are saying, don't come. But I don't think you should wreck it for other people who have a very different point of view. I think all points of view should be honorable.
Well, you know what? I hope you're right. I just see such a terrible trend happening. Like I said, I thought stand-up comedy was immune to this. I thought the roast was immune to this.
Wait a minute. It was never immune. You were at that Sam Kinison show. Well, I don't know whether you were back there back in 1982 or 83. Whether
85, I think.
85. Whether that was the night that we had huge pickets outside the club. Now, the pickets came from a different place in that time. It was a different political mentality, but they were still trying to silence free speech in comedy. And I don't know if you're watching. I'm thirsty. Here you go. See, I don't silence free speech.
But Mark, isn't that the point, though? There was a lunatic fringe there trying to get Sam canceled, but no one listened to them. Today, we listen to that lunatic fringe.
Well, because there's social media. If there had been social media then, I don't know what the outcome would have been, but it wouldn't have changed my position. I mean, I'm willing to fight people in spite of social media. I'm willing to take the brickbats, and if people don't like what I do, I'll deal with it. I'm not going to stop something just because some people don't like it. If you don't like it, maybe you're just not a good Yuk Yuk customer, and you should go somewhere else. Start your own comedy club. Start your own politically correct, woke comedy club. I will applaud you. I will probably show up and not laugh, and but you have the right
to. What's the saying? Go woke, get broke.
Yeah, so I think people should do what they want to do, and there should be many, many realities. Let 1,000 flowers bloom, said Chairman Mao. Let them.
Well, Mr. Breslin, thank you so much. I wish there were more people in the industry that had your courage and bravery not to bend the knee to political correctness. Obviously, you're not doing that, so thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, folks, bringing you the other side of the story does not come cheap. Sometimes we need security in order to bring you the other side of the story because there are forces afoot that don't want us to bring you the other side of the story. If you can, please go to journalistdefensefund.com. That's journalistdefensefund.com.
and make a donation.